Welcome everyone. Today I want to talk to you about fire. The last time I was with you, oops, I just knocked my bear over. One time we talked about air and how air is an important element and how important it is to breathe. And I've been doing those breathing exercises, and I tell you, my ribs hurt, but it's a good thing. So today's topic is the element fire, and without air there is no fire. So each element relies on each other. This candle does not want to light for me. Come on. So, each element whoa, look at that fire. So we have fire, the element of fire. That must have had a lot of candle wax on that. Oh, but I won't set on the smoke alarm here. And I can't remember the story, but there's a story about Fox and how he stole fire. It's a Native American tale. And the fox, he stole fire. And that, not on this guy, but he has a red, a lot of foxes have a black mark on their tail, and that's how they got the fire. And the moose, to me, he stands for the air because of his antlers. And the bear for Mother Earth. And then we have the fox. And then my favorite little one is the turtle, which can stand for water and Mother Earth. But we'll focus on the fire today. So hopefully you can see all that. I think it might be a little bit better. So, as we know, fire is cleansing. Fire can be destructive, as we witness, forest fires can be destructive, but they could also be nurturing. Fire is a very important element. The great sequoia trees, the big redwoods, they need fire to regerminate their seeds. Their seeds need to be burned so that they can replenish themselves. And the sequoia are also resistant to fire, because their bark is so thick and full of water. So they have an intimate relationship with fire. Fire is can be all-consuming. There is tales that the northeast was very park-like. There was no low brush because the natives allowed the fires to burn, and they would burn an area off so that it would actually give more food. It would encourage the berries and the fruits to grow, the low bush berries to grow. After the fire has been burned, there's a place near here that we love to go. You always go blueberrying. And they burn that blueberry brush once in a while. They're high bush blueberries, but they still need that fire to reignite. It helps put nutrients back into the soil. Fire is really amazing, but we have so out of alignment with fire that it gets out of control and it destroys homes because the low brush fires haven't been allowed to burn, which would level that so that wouldn't get too much brush fire. So fire is considered the old man, the great-great-grandfather. Fire has been with us since the beginning. You think of the volcanoes, that is fire. Fire is instant transformation. Think of the lightning strike in the Tower card. That is fire. Fire is purification. fire can consume your life when you ignore the longing of your soul. You have your soul's fire, and if you don't use that fire, if you're not in alignment with your soul, then you can lose. Then fire can consume you. Fire in Ayurvedic, they say it evolves. Fire evolves from ether and air, containing the essence of these elements when in it. Ether provides the fire the space to exist with, while air provides the fire the capacity to burn. Fire is related to the visual sense. Fire provides the light for perception. The fire is hot, light, dry, rough, and subtle. It's flowing, it's sharp and clear and soft. Fire is neither stable nor mobile. Fire neither stands still nor generates motion. What generates the motion is air. Air is what generates the motion, and air is what moves fire along. Fire represents light, heat, luster, energy, understanding, metabolism, and the power of transformation. That's why fire can, and like the lightning strike in the tower, transformation can happen instantaneously. We have the digestive fire that is with our metabolism, that digests food. And there's the fire of the intellect that ignites ideas and creativity. That's why often fire is associated with creativity. There is also fire of perception that invigorates the body, the fire that energizes. There are elementals associated with fire, and they are known as salamanders. Sound familiar? Salamanders imbue the entire creation with energies of the spirit necessary to sustain life on earth. Capable of wielding both the intense fires of the physical atom and the purifying spiritual fires of spirit, they control the spiritual material oscillation of light within the molecules of every atom and nucleus. Whether in electricity, firelight, or flame of a candle, the salamanders are agents for the transfers of fires of the subtle world for mankind's daily use. Without the spark of life sustained by salamanders, life and matter began to decay, corrode, and disintegrate. And that's where we are so out of balance with all the elements, really. But it really shows how out of balance we are with fire, because we have these huge forest fires because we do not allow the small fires to burn. So that by the time we have forest fires, we have all this fuel available. And so they burn large and out of control. And it's almost an analogy to the way the dominant Western culture has become, what you also some people call colonialism, that swept across the planet. It's all this consuming domination of control and consuming way beyond the means. This is fire at its most out of control. The all consuming consumerism that are going to have more and more and more, because because the fire within my body is so out of balance. And I said belly, and that's true because we don't have right relationships in our bodies with our digestive fire. So also herbs that are really spicy. Think of cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, turmeric. All these spices ignite the digestive fire within us, so that we can digest our food properly. So those are great herbs when you think of that, of fire. I have a story to tell you, how to put it correctly, but I've seen the power of fire and the healing powers of fire. I was involved in a sacred ceremony, an indigenous ceremony, and I had this vision of myself on fire. I could literally sense and feel and see the fire burning on my body. But it was a sacred ceremony. I was burning, but it was a healing fire. It was a cleansing fire. It was not threatening. It was comforting and warming. And I wasn't scared at all, because I knew it was a power of transformation of fire. Now, that experience was probably maybe 7 years ago. May not have been that long ago. And I don't know if I really have incorporated the benefits of that into my life. Fire can burn away that stuff that we no longer need, that stuff of society that has consumed us and wants us to have more and more and more. The bigger houses, the bigger cars, the bigger the better. So we don't need all that. All we need is a simple life. All we need is a small flame. We need the fire to be under control. So fire burns away that which no longer serves. And I wish I haven't found a way. There's one way to work with fire that I have found, and it worked very well with me, and it's called candle gazing. So hopefully you can see the lights, my candles. And what you want to do is use soft focus and stare into the candle. Soft focus so that you're relaxed, you're not aware of, you let your awareness become one with the fire. You look at notice the shape of the fire, notice the color, the texture, if the fire responds, the glow. Close your eyes and see if you could hold the fire in your third eye. If you can still see the fire burning in your mind when you close your eyes. I'm doing that right now, and I really see quite the flame. Probably because I've been talking about fire too. So that's a good way to start to build a relationship with fire. Hold that essence of that candle burning in your mind's eye. And think about that fire. And bring that fire out. As you close your eyes, as you gaze at the candle, bring that fire into your heart, into your belly. Think of that fire burning within you, within your belly. That's the fire of desire. It's the fire. It can be the fire of passion. And just like, what about a hot fiery, burning passion, love, and sometimes that hot, fiery, passionate, burning love, what happens? It's not sustainable. It burns out. So you could think of fire as your root chakra, and not the solar plexus, the other one, the belly chakra. Those two together are really the fire, the initiators that give you that kickstart. So I hope you enjoyed this. And next I'll be going on to water, and I'm going to practice bringing that fire into my belly, bringing that into my digestive fire, and asking that fire to help up my metabolism, because that's what I need. And visualization is a really great tool to use to help sustain that, and I'll let you know how that goes. And then next time we're going to talk about water. One of my favorite elements is water. I love them all, but they're my favorite. I love fire too. So I hope everybody enjoys this series. Let me know what you think about fire and how you use fire when you're reading the tarot, which fire is wands in the tarot. So what is your, when you're reading like Ace of Wands, what does that mean to you? Let me know. I'll be curious. Okay, over and out.